and welcome to Ginger Welsh Allotments. I am Bethan and I'm standing under a Thomas the Tank umbrella while I talk to you today. As I was over the plot this morning, I came home for some lunch and it's just rained. It's Good Friday, so I was hoping to get more time over the plot, but alas, Mother Nature has scuppered things again. So I thought I'd give you an update on how the seedlings are going and how things are growing around the house. I'm now in the greenhouse looking at my sprouts, which are doing okay. We lost the one at the back, but apart from that, they seem to be growing their leaves quite well. I have a tiny amount of spring onions coming up at the moment. They've only just come up in the last few days. I was beginning to worry that what with the bad weather, the cold weather, that the seedlings might have just died off in the cold wet soil, but they seem to be doing okay, as do my beetroot. So there's both golden and purple beetroot there. My dahlia plants are coming on great. There's 4 of them. I've got quite a lot of them. Here are the leeks, which I've grown in modules, in clumps, and I will continue to grow them in clumps over the allotment, so there'll be 3 or 4 leeks per station rather than just the one. And there are a few beginning to poke their heads up, but not a great amount. Similarly, the leeks are poking their head up in there as well, and these leeks will be grown singly as I'm doing a bit of an experiment. Back here we have a load of onions, Elsa Craig onions, which I potted on, and hopefully I'll get them in the ground soon. My other dahlias and antirrhinum are growing nicely, and here are my red barren onions, which I planted from seed, and they are beginning to emerge too. I have had a cloche over these, which have helped them come along in the last couple of days. This is a saddle site. This is my raw broccoli, which was going great guns in the house, but as soon as I planted it outside, it all wilted a bit, so the frost must have got it. But I'm hoping that enough of them have got their true leaves that they will make it through. Next to the rab I have the propagator, so I've just taken the lid off, and here are some peppers, which are outdoor peppers I'm going to grow, and on this side petunia. So they are coming on well, and these are another pepper, but they have to be grown inside. So I'm just waiting for these leaves to grow a bit more before I pot them on. And I've got aubergines here and aubergines there, and then red pepper, red pepper, red pepper, red pepper. You've got some more tomatoes over here, more tomato seedlings, which are just about ready for potting on. These ones are a red pear, and these ones are moneymaker. And over here I've got Roma tomatoes, and they are ready to be potted on. I shall probably do that this afternoon now that I can't get back over to the allotment. And here are some Scotch bonnet chilies and some red Thai chilies. That's everything in the larger of the 2 greenhouses, so I'll just check how the flowers are getting on in the small one. So the busy lizzies, some of them are not doing great, but some of them are flourishing. The begonias not doing too bad, and the alyssians not doing too bad. And over there are some more dahlias, and they're doing okay. And on the second shelf, the teasel is still going well. I was going to pot the teasel on, but I decided that as soon as the weather is good, I'm going to plant them straight into the ground over the allotment instead. Now I wanted to show you my anemones that are growing outside. I've never grown them before, so I planted them in pots in case I didn't like them, but I really do like them. I think it's a lovely colour and a very pretty flower, and it goes really nice in amongst the daffodils. So I'll be putting them in my border next year. Got another one there, another two there rather. Come around the other side. So they're really, really pretty. I'll definitely be growing more of them next year. So here I've planted my first earlies. I've only planted my first earlies. I usually plant my second earlies and main crop midway through April. And I top them up to halfway, top the soil up to halfway, so that I could see the leaves poke through. And once I see the leaves poke through, I'll top the rest up and I'll take them over to the allotment. The daffodils are putting on a lovely display at the moment, and my tulips are beginning to come through as well. Go along the rest of the border, and I've brought my strawberry plants back from the allotment and potted them up into containers instead of having them in the ground, as I wasn't very happy with where they were. Oh, hello, Griff. And I've come inside now as it is pouring, raining, pouring out there. This is my brassicas. So we've got cauliflower, cabbage. I've got two varieties of cabbage. That one is greyhound and this one is offanum, and broccoli. Next to my brassicas is my celeriac, which I think is doing okay. I mean, it's getting more and more leaves by the day, so I reckon that should be good. I have had a few misses, but that's always the way, isn't it? I've planted 2 seeds per module, and they either both seeds came up and I had to take one out, or none came up. So there we are. But I thought with celeriac, I wasn't sure if they liked being pricked out or transplanted, so I thought if I grew them in the modules, then I could just put the module into the ground rather than potting on and pricking out. Next to the celeriac are some nasturtiums. I've mainly grown nasturtiums because I'm going to companion plant them with my brassicas, because last year I had a big pot of them in the garden next to my cucumber and tomatoes, and caterpillars came along and absolutely devastated the nasturtium crop. They actually ate them within a day. It was like they were all gone bald, but the actual cucumbers remained unmolested. So I thought, well, I'll plant some nasturtiums with the brassicas this year to hopefully protect them from any caterpillars. Here are some shallots I'm growing from seed. I haven't had a great germination with them, but I think that's more because I started them off, I put them in the greenhouse originally, and I think it was just too cold, so I think a lot of the seeds just rotted away. Similarly with the lettuce, I put the lettuce outside and I think the seeds have rotted away with that as well. But I have got 4 lettuce here and they are going okay. And I got 2 marigolds here and 3 marigolds in the other room. The marigolds I will companion plant with my tomatoes and basil. And here are the normal pots of herbs I have on the go most of the time. On this windowsill there's celery, which has had a good germination as well. It seems to be coming on well. We've got lots of purple basil, which is ready for potting on. So next to the basil are my tumbling toms. I'm not sure how many of these I'm going to grow on, or whether I'm going to donate them to the plant sale that happens in our village every year, as I'm not really sure if I need any more tomatoes. And this one here is lemongrass. Now I've managed to get the lemongrass to germinate, which apparently is a bit hit and miss, and now I'm not really sure what to do with it. I don't know if I prick each one out or just plant it as a clump like it is, so just pot it on as it is. If anyone out there has grown lemongrass, please let me know. Now in this front section are pansies, but this one isn't a pansy. I don't know what this is, so I might end up losing that one. I'm not sure. And back here are some winter savoury. There's the marigolds I mentioned earlier. So in here I've got some more marigolds growing, but I've also got some random seedlings in here, and I reused this soil. I did put fresh down, but I put it on top of some old soil, so the seedlings that were in there and didn't germinate have now germinated. I don't know what they are, so there's a lesson in there to always use fresh soil, isn't it? But there we are. And so to my hazardous mushrooms. Well, there's something going on there, but that's about it. And I'm going to leave it just a little bit longer to see if any mushrooms come out of there. And if they don't, then I shall get rid of this mushroom propagator, as I need the space for plenty more other things. Now moved on to the upstairs windowsill, where there are more nasturtiums growing, and I will also plant some more, either once these ones have come out of the pots or directly into the soil when I put the brassicas in. These are Mamand tomatoes, and they are growing so much better than the ones that I planted in January and didn't give enough light to, and I'll show you how they're getting on in a minute. So this is the last windowsill left to show you, and this is cabbage. Some more cabbage. This is golden acre. I had 3 different varieties of cabbage, so I've grown all 3 just to see what they're like. And in here I've got some comfrey. So 2 have germinated in the last couple of days, so hopefully the rest should follow on soon. And here are the tomatoes that I sowed in January that I didn't give enough light to, and they are growing better now. So there's the stem of that one compared to the stem of this one. You can see that this one is so much thinner than that one. So next year I shall hold my horses. These 2 are called Rosella, and they are to be grown indoors. I wasn't going to grow any tomatoes indoors, as space is an issue when the plants get bigger, but someone put on a comment that I should grow Rosella because they are delicious. So I thought, well, it would be rude not to listen to that good advice. Those are the seedlings I've got on the go at the moment. Most of them are looking okay now. Like I said earlier, I've stopped planting any more seedlings because there's just nowhere left to put them, and there's no point if they're not going to germinate and grow well. So I'm hoping after this weekend the weather will get better, and when I prick out what's in the propagator, I can then put the cucumbers and melons and butternut squash and pumpkins in there to germinate. So hopefully they won't suffer too long. You know, they should be ready to go out when the ground is ready. So that's it for me for today. just looking out the window and it's still raining. So I can take my pencil from behind my ear, as I don't think I'll be going back over the plot anytime soon. So I better get on with some potting on. Thank you for watching, and thank you for everyone who has subscribed. Lovely job!